Hello medicos. Today I will discuss about the ECG of the rhythm abnormalities part 2. If you didn't watch the basic knowledge of the ECG, how we understand about the ECG and normal ECG, and also if you didn't watch the ECG of rhythm abnormalities part 1, then first you go and watch the video because it is a basic. After that you will understand this part. Today I will discuss about the QRS abnormalities. Like QRS abnormality, you will see the QRS narrow complex and broad complex QRS complex. Narrow complex you will understand about the arterial fibrillation and arterial flutter. After that I will discuss about the broad QRS complex. It is appear in the case of ventricular tachycardia and ventricular fibrillation. After that, I will discuss about the ST type abnormalities, ST elevation and ST depression. ST elevation and ST depression, I will explain complete. It is mostly occur in the myocardial infarction, and also I will discuss about the bundle branches block, like left bundle branches block and right bundle branches block in the detail how differentiate in the ECG. After that I will explain about the T wave abnormalities, like tall T wave and inverted T wave, in which condition tall T wave appear and in which condition inverted T wave appear. So please focus on the diagram which I will make, and so let's start the video. QRX complex abnormalities. First of all, I will discuss about the narrowing of the QRX complex. After that, I will discuss about the broad of the QRS complex. In the narrowing of the QRS complex, I will discuss about the arterial fibrillation, arterial flutter, and paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. What is difference between arterial fibrillation and arterial flutter? That there is the difference between the arterial fibrillation and arterial flutter. You will see the wave like appearance occur in the ECG of the arterial fibrillation, but in the arterial flutter condition you will see the sawtooth like appearance. Here sawtooth like appearance occur in the arterial flutter condition, but P wave absent in arterial fibrillation, also absent in the arterial flutter condition. In the arterial fibrillation condition, rhythm is irregular rhythm present. In the fibrillation, irregular rhythm present, but in the flutter condition, rhythm is a regular. So, in the fibrillation condition, irregular rhythm present, but in the arterial flutter condition, regular rhythm present. In the arterial fibrillation condition, no PR interval. You will not count the PR interval in the arterial fibrillation condition, but in the arterial flutter condition PR interval present, but we can't measure the PR interval because it's very much short, so we can't measure the PR interval in the arterial flutter condition. When we will need to see the ECG, then we will always see the lead, second, third and V1 in both cases, arterial fibrillation and arterial flutter, in the lead of second, third and also in the V1 lead. So you will see here the wave like appearance occur in the second, third and the V1 lead also. In flutter condition also you will see second, third and V1 condition, you will see the wave, you will see the tooth like appearance. Tooth like appearance occur in the ECG of the arterial flutter. This is the difference between the arterial fibrillation and the arterial flutter ECG. Next is the paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. Paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia, in these cases rhythm is irregular because all waves you will see there here. So rhythm is irregular. P wave are buried in the T wave. Here you will see the very small P wave you will see. So P wave are buried in the T wave, so it's not visible too much. And narrowing of the QRS complex, here this is the QRX complex, this is very narrow appearance. So narrowing of the QRX complex, when you will be find the heart rate, you all know heart rate, how we find the heart rate, 300 upon RR interval in the RR interval you will always count the large boxes. So here is the large boxes 300 upon approx 2 large boxes. So 300 upon 2 approx 150. This is the heart rate greater than 150 or 50. So this is the tachycardia, also called paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. In these cases you also see that the ST type of the elevation occur here. So this is the paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. And ST elevation you will see the ST type of the elevation occur in the paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. So please learn the ECG. It's very important to learn ECG of the atrial fibrillation, flutter and paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. QRS complex broad. Broad type of QRS complex you will see in the ventricular tachycardia and ventricular fibrillation. In the ventricular tachycardia, you will see the rhythm is a regular type of the rhythm present. Here you will see the regular type of the rhythm present, but in the fibrillation condition you will see the abnormal type of the irregular type of the rhythm present. So this is the difference. In the ventricular tachycardia, rhythm is the regular, but in the fibrillation condition, rhythm is the irregular. You will see sometimes this type of the graph, sometimes this type of graph, both are the ventricular tachycardia. In these cases, you will see the rabbit ear-like appearance occur. Rabbit ear-like appearance occur in the ventricular tachycardia. And also you will see here, this is the also the graph of the ventricular tachycardia. This also the ECG of the ventricular tachycardia. Here regular type of the rhythm you will see in this graph, but in the fibrillation condition you will see the abnormal type of the rhythm present. So rhythm is irregular. In the ventricular tachycardia, heart rate you will always know greater tachycardia. So this is heart rate always greater than the 100 per minute. 100 beat per minute. And broad QRS complex, here this is the QRS complex. So broad QRS complex are appear in the ventricular tachycardia, and I already said spindle like appearance. Here spindle type of like appearance or rabbit ear like appearance occur in the ventricular tachycardia condition. In the fibrillation condition, I already said rhythm is the irregular and PR interval absent. Here is the no P wave mostly appear, so PR interval not present. And broad QRS complex, here is the QRS complex is the very broad. And twitching of the ventricle. In the fibrillation condition, twitching of the ventricles occur. So this is the broad QRS complex ventricular tachycardia and ventricular fibrillation. Please learn the ECG and difference between the fibrillation and the ventricular tachycardia and ventricular fibrillation ECG. ST segments abnormalities. I will discuss about the ST depression, and after that I will discuss about the ST elevation. First of all, ST depression. First of all, I will discuss basic of the ST segments. This is the normal ST segment. In the normal ECG, you will see the ST segment like this, but in the abnormal when ST segment elevation, because some are confused in the ST segment. Here you will some student thought that this is the ST depression, but it is not ST depression, it is a ST elevation. When this is the baseline, here this is the baseline in every ECG, this is the baseline. If the above this occur ST segment, then it is called ST elevation. When below this baseline, then it is a ST depression. Here is the ST elevation, but it is a concave down ST type of elevation. But here ST segment elevation also occur in this, but it is a concave up like appearance in this. So ST segment concave up appearance. This both graph is ST elevation occur. In these cases, here you will see that this ST segment below the baseline, so this is the ST depression. So this is the basic of the ST segment elevation and depression. Now I will discuss about the ST depression abnormalities. ST depression abnormalities occur mostly in the non-ST elevation myocardial infarction, also occur in the posterior myocardial type of the infarction and myocardial ischemia. This is the cases in which the ST depression occur. Here this is the normal ECG. Here S wave, this is S wave, this is the T wave, this is the ST segment. But in these cases you will see the ST segment depressed because below the baseline. So this is the ST segment depression. Here you will see also in the ECG. This is the ECG. Here you will see the ST type of the depression occur. Here S wave and depression occur in the segment. So ST depression occur in the segment. This is the graph of the ST depression. Please learn this example because already it's directly it will ask what in which cases ST depression occur. So in these three cases segment depression occur. This is the abnormality of the ST segment depression. Here also ST segment abnormalities, but here you will see the ST segment elevation. Elevation of the ST segment because this is above the baseline. So elevation of the ST segment. Mostly this elevation occur in the case of the myocardial infarction in different wall. There are four types of the myocardial infarction in the wall, like inferior wall myocardial infarction, lateral wall myocardial infarction, anterior wall myocardial infarction, and the septal wall myocardial infarction. In the ECG you will see the elevation occur in the graph. In the if inferior wall myocardial infarction occur, then the elevation occur in the second, third, and AVF lead. Here this is the second lead. Here the elevation occur in the ST segment, in the third lead also, and also in the AVF lead. So please learn this. In the second, if elevation occur in the lead number second, third, and AVF, then it is a inferior wall myocardial infarction. Lateral wall myocardial infarction, if the elevation occur in the lead 1, here is the lead 1 elevation occur AVL, V5 and V6. AVL lead, V5 lead, and the V6 lead. If the elevation occurred in this lead, then it is a lateral wall type of the myocardial infarction. Anterior wall myocardial infarction. Anterior wall myocardial infarction, if the elevation occur the lead V3 and V4. Here is the lead V3 and V4. If elevation occur in the V3 and V4, this is called anterior wall myocardial infarction. And last is the septal wall myocardial infarction, when ST elevation occur in the lead V1 and V2. In the lead V1, V2, then it is a septal wall myocardial infarction. So ST elevation occur in the myocardial infarction mostly in the case of inferior, lateral, anterior, and the septal wall myocardial infarction. Please focus on the ECG and try to learn this, in which lead you will see the elevation, so you will not confuse in the determination of the ECG of the myocardial infarction. Bundle branches block. There are two types of the bundle branches block: right bundle branch block and the left bundle branch block. In the right bundle branch block, you will see that the RSR type of pattern visible in the V1 or V2 lead. Here you will see the R. Two R wave are visible. This is the first R wave, this is the second R wave. So you will see the RSR. Here you will name the R, and here you will name the R, capital R. This is small r. So R, this is the S wave. RSR pattern type of visible in the case of right bundle branch block, and the dominant S wave present in the lead 5 and lead 6. Dominant S wave present in the case of in the lead of the V5 and V6. In the right left bundle branches block, in the left bundle branches block, you will see the S wave was present in the lead V1 and V2. Here this is the S wave, dominant S wave present V1 and V2, and tall R wave present in the lead of the V5 and V6. Tall R wave present in the V5 and V6. So please learn, this is the difference between the right bundle branches and the left bundle branches. So I will write the trick. In the right bundle branches block, you will learn the trick marrow. Marrow, here is the what meanings of marrow. M like pattern appearance in the V1 or V2 lead, and W like pattern appearance in the V5 and V6 lead. But in the left bundle branches block, you will learn the trick William. This is the William. In V1 and V2, here you will see the in V1 and V2 W like pattern appearance. and in the lead V5 and V6 you will see the M like patterns. Here in the ECG you will see the M like pattern are visible if ECG. If any one appear like W like pattern in B1 B2, then this is the left bundle branches, and if M like pattern appear in the V1 and V2, then this is the right bundle branches. So this is the difference between the left bundle branch block and the right bundle branch. Please learn the ECG, it's very important. T-wave abnormalities. There are two types of abnormalities in the T-wave. First is the elevation of the T-wave. Elevation means increase in the height of the T-wave, and second is the inversion of T-wave, means T-wave inverted in the ECG. First of elevation of T-wave. In the elevation of T-wave we will see the tall tented T-wave and also hyperacute T-wave. In the tall tented T-wave you will see the increase in the height of T-wave, also it is a pointed like structure appear. Here you will see the pointed like appearance. But in the hyperacute T-wave you will see the increase in the height of T-wave, but it is not pointed, it is a curve like, it's look like a curve. So this is difference between tall tented T-wave, tall tented T-wave and hyperacute T-wave. And in both cases T-wave increases in the height, but in these cases pointed like appearance, but in the hyperacute T-wave you will see the curve like. So tall tented T-wave appear in hyperkalemia condition, but hyperacute T-wave appear in the myocardial infarction condition. Second is the inverted T-wave. Inverted T-wave appear in the hypokalemia condition, and you will see in this graph you will see the inversion of the T-wave appear in V1 or V2 lead. In this elevation you will see the in this upper side tall P-wave, but in this inversion of the T-wave occur. So this is the occur in the hypokalemia condition, inversion of T-wave. So thank you so much for your concern. If you like, please subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you so much.